Smalland Survive the Wilds is getting its 1.0 release February 15th in just a couple of days. It'll be heading to consoles with an Xbox and PlayStation launch and a whole stack of new content too. In this video, I'm going to be going over a bunch of need to know info before you buy so that you don't get caught out. We're going to kick this off with some important information about your characters. So you'll be happy to know that in Smalland, your characters are not locked to servers. So you can carry your character across from server to server and your inventory carries through too, so you can start playing on your own before jumping in with your mates. Now, you might be wondering, does Smalland have dedicated server functionality? And the answer is yes, it does. You can host your own server on your own computer using the dedicated server application on Steam, or you can use a third-party hosted server as well. Either way, you can definitely run a dedicated server for Smalland. And on that note, servers can support up to 10 players. Now, this will depend on the capability of the server itself. So some servers might have trouble hosting 10 and some might even be able to host more. It really depends on the infrastructure that you're using for your server. There is a whole bunch of new content that is coming. We're going to see a conclusion to the first chapter of the Small Folks story, keyword being first chapter there, which means they're going to be adding more story, so it's definitely worth purchasing now. The story is also continuing on from what's already been released in early access, so if you've played it in early access, you're not going to need to play through the whole story again, unless you want to, of course, but there's no need to restart or anything like that. They are introducing world events and factions, which they're going to provide a bit more information about soon. Factions will have different perks and things depending on which faction you go with, so that will add a lot more longevity to the game. They are also introducing a new tutorial and onboarding process to make it easier for newer players, which in my opinion is probably needed. That being said, one thing you definitely need to be prepared for in Smalland is to die a lot. Smalland sets the difficulty quite high, so be prepared to die and die again. Unlike a lot of other survival games, the safe zone is actually quite small, so you've really got to be prepared from the moment you leave kind of the first cave area. But they are introducing a new tutorial, so this might change. Hopefully it does, because otherwise it's pretty intense pretty early on. Now, this might be the biggest factor in determining whether or not you purchase this game, but Smalland at the 1.0 release will not have crossplay functionality. So you'll be locked to playing with people on the same platform as you. They are saying that they will be introducing it later on. We don't have a confirmed date for that yet, but as of the 1.0 release, there is no crossplay functionality. So definitely take that into account before purchasing the game, because you're not going to be able to play with your friends if they're playing on a different platform to you. Now, I will be live streaming Thursday, 8 p.m. Australian Daylight Savings Time and Friday, 8:30 p.m. Australian Daylight Savings Time, starting from the very beginning, doing a co-op playthrough with Cleaver of Oz. So if you're interested in watching that, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you get notified when I go live. I hope this video has helped giving you some information about the upcoming release and all the need to knows to help you decide if you want to purchase it now or maybe hold off until something like crossplay is introduced. Until next time, stay caffeinated.